Hi, my name is Anurag Sood, and I've been climbing in the Himalayas since I was 12 years old. All of the influence about climbing came from my grandfather. He's a great legendary climber of this Kulu Valley, Mr. Tarachan Thakur. So I saw him going off to these expeditions, and when I was a little kid, that life just attracted me towards it. And I really wanted to learn more and see how everything works in the mountains, and how these guys go to these massive mountains and come back, and how they even I couldn't just imagine how they would be doing that, so that's how I got influenced. And then I started going skiing with him when I was a little child, and slowly it took me it grasped me so much that I just couldn't stop going back to it again and again. So I finally thought of making it as my profession. In the year 2001, I passed out as a instructor from the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, and I was one of the youngest instructor who passed out that time, because it's an army institute, so there are a lot of army cadets as well in the institute. Once I passed out, and then I started my journey. I had to work under, do a couple of internships under big companies, where again the big companies are not as helpful as they should be. They use your talents, they use your skills, and then we need a certification from them to start our own company. So I had to go through all that stuff as well. Slowly I recognized that it's better that I started doing my own stuff, and I start my own company. So in the year 2008, I registered my company under the name Climb the Himalayas, and God willing, it's been doing great. I've had quite a few inquiries every year. Every year the good clienteles have been coming back to me, and I've led quite a few expeditions and trekking expeditions all over Himalayas. I've climbed about 38 peaks, and the highest that I've been in my life is 7,800 meters. And the valley around that you see is Byaskun Valley, and most of the mountains here I have tried and attempted climbing. It's the Dholadar range, the Seven Sisters, Hanuman Tiba, the gigantic peak on the background. You've got Friendship Peak on the left. It's a beautiful valley. I mean, it's like a playground for any adventure lover. But so sooner the later people have to start realizing that these sports are not something like you just want to take a tour through the mountains, or you just want to learn about or enjoy and just click pictures for your Facebook or Instagram. That's not what these mountains are about. You have to really respect them, and only then these mountains are going to respect you back. Nowadays what you see is like any place you go, any trek you go, any climbing places you go, it's full of muck, it's full of shit which is created by the big companies who are running mass expeditions and treks. I've met so many of their clients, I met so many of their guides, and none of them are, I don't think any of them are even qualified to be guiding in the Himalayas. But they're still getting people who are like, 12 groups of 200 to 300 people in one single trail. So you can imagine like 300 to 500 people in this place, what it would do to that this place. And on top of that, they're charging like dirt cheap. I mean, I can't imagine doing a trek as a mountaineer or a climber. I can't imagine doing a trek for 3,000 rupees a person. I mean, what the f is this, man?
That's true.
Are they playing with their lives, or are they just looking to make that massive amount of money, risking others' lives? I think that's what they're doing. And then they go back, and they leave a trail of dirt. They leave a trail of muck. I mean, it's just not.
You mean to say there's no proper waste management system?
Nothing.
These people are not experienced, they're irresponsible.
Nothing. Zero. I mean, if I had to personally talk to them, I would tell them like you're not even qualified to be in the mountains here. I mean, I go trekking, I go expeditions, I go anywhere. I make sure that whatever I take, I get it back to the city. I dump it at the right place. Sometimes I even take 2 extra horses for that, just for this job, so that I don't have. I leave the place as it was. Not fill it up with your own muck. I mean, it's been very disappointing last couple of years. I mean, before 5 years ago, it used to be an heaven when you were going to the mountains. And now you see any trail you see, you'll find like thousands of plastic bottles. You'll find waste, like nothing is managed properly. And I don't know how these big companies are even functioning. I mean, some of them even have like their base camps set in every trekking routes. How do they get these permissions? Like, I mean, guys like me, if I have to lead expedition or a trek, I go and take permission from the forest department. I notify the SDM. I have to take permissions to cross the barriers. I mean, how are these guys doing it? I mean, I have no idea and no clue. I would like to find out. Maybe I should join one of their treks as a client and see what the hell is going on.
I guess we should, yeah.
Yeah, because this valley is where we have grown up, and to see it being destroyed like that, it tears my heart. I mean, my next generation might not even see this beauty anymore. The way people are using this, and then the big government agencies are going to anyways block these places for normal people. We want maybe 10 years from now they might just ban the area, saying that the glacier is melting at a faster rate.
Yeah.
And this is happening because of this bulk trekking and bulk things. But somebody has to put an end to it. But I feel quite frustrated about it.
What do you think is the solution? What do you suggest from your point of view?
I think first of all they should remove these base camps that these big companies are marketing and doing. And there should be a team of people checking like which company is doing what treks and how many people, and a limited number of people should be allowed on those treks. They cannot do like bulk trekking and fix up base camps and then send 50 people in the morning and 50 in the afternoon, and they're just moving from one camp to another camp. That's not trekking. I don't even consider it trekking. Trekking should be done, you go, you establish your campsite, you clean up everything, move to the next camp. But these guys have got camp 1, camp 2, base camp, and they're just walking from one point to another point. How do you manage that? I mean, how do you call it even trekking? You know, it's like crazy. It's the way they are devastating the whole area. It's like crazy. I mean, I really want to do something about it. I would like to send my strong message to such people that, you know, you beware, because there are honest and good climbers in this valley who will not support this, and sooner or later they are going to be chalked out, and they will know what's going to happen, because we want this whole area to be clean the way it was.
Cool.
Most of the groups that are here, they are like youngsters who are really enthusiastic about going to climbs or treks, or, you know, or even just spending 2 nights in the mountains. And half of them are not even aware of like what are the kind of things that can happen in the mountains, or what are the kind of things that you're supposed to carry, what type of shoes you need, what type of clothing you need. And then as soon as I've seen this myself, as soon as they arrive in the Manali bus stand or the private bus stand, what they do is they just put them in the pickup trucks and then drive them to the day 1 point of the trekking. And the students, they're so enthusiastic about it. Like anybody coming from Chandigarh or Delhi would have spent an overnight journey. That means 12 to 14 hours in the bus. They're sitting in the morning, they arrive here. These guys are waiting for them with the pickup trucks and things. They are put in the trucks, they're straight away taken into the base camp. And no rest, no freshen up, and they start their trek immediately. They don't know what clothes you have to wear. They don't know what kind of shoes you need. They don't know what can happen in the mountains. And then as they start trekking, there's no acclimatization. Half of those kind of people, they fall ill. Maybe, I'm quite sure everybody's heard, some people have died also in the mountains. It was mismanagement, or now it can be blamed on anything. But I'm quite sure that these are kind of those operators who are not taking the job or the work very seriously. And then by the time these kind of students, they reach camp 1, and they're already out of breath, they don't know what's happening, they've got heavy heart. Why? Because they've not acclimatized. And mostly I've seen, if there are 50 people, 25 of them are always returning back. So I don't know how they're creating this business. I mean, is it only a money making racket that's going on, or people sitting in major cities who know how to market and manipulate and show something and then sell something?
Yeah.
And then
show a bunch of pictures on Instagram, and yeah, we do it nicely. I mean, like, yeah.
And then who has to face the blunt of it? Guys like us who are doing their work honestly. And where do we stand? If some incident happens, like mostly people think like maybe it's बोलते हैं कि कोई लोकल एजेंट होगा जिसको नॉलेज नहीं होगा, पर ऐसा है ही नहीं. जितने भी लोकल एजेंट है, आई थिंक वो ज़्यादा नॉलेजफुल है और ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग है. उनको पता है कि किस चीज़ को कैसे क्या करना है. हालांकि जो बाहर से हम कोई गाइड्स आते हैं, हम उनका काम देख के पता लग जाता है कि वो कितने पानी में, उनको पता भी है कि नहीं है कि टेंट कैसे पिचिंग करना है, कैसे किसी को हैंडल करना है. So, you know, all these things are like, they're definitely going to create a very big problem for everyone. And it's high time that people start talking about it. And, you know, and sometimes I feel all these big companies who are doing this sort of treks, I think they're cheating their clients, you know. Because,
Thank you.
Welcome. Because what I've noticed is, if like they're selling 300 packs and then out of them 100 people are backing out, so they're anyways making a lot of profits. So it doesn't matter to them if somebody dies or somebody is injured or anything like that. So this thing has to be stopped, and I think people should get aware about it, and they should start talking about it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the base camp.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Anurag.
Message to the crowd.
Yeah, I want you to give a message to like half the people who are really like anxious about coming here. They want to come, they want to trek, but they don't know how to go about doing the right thing.
I think they should do a very good research before they are here. Don't fall into the hypnotism of lower rate companies who are offering you a trek for 2,000 or 3,000. Let me honestly tell you, there's no trek that can be organized in 2 or 3,000. It is impossible for a company to organize a trek per person charging that much and providing you with services, good equipment, good food, safety and security, first aid. So make sure that you thoroughly check, just don't go onto the stupid reviews of some company who has done like 300 packs in a year. I don't believe those kind of treks are successful, and it's very easy to get 300 reviews, but go into the genuine ones. Look for the locals. Look for the locals in the valley who have had an experience of doing these treks, who know their routes, who have personally done these treks on their own. You cannot trust somebody sitting on a computer in a big city who's never even put his foot out of AC office and he's trying to explain what a trek is. वो रट्टा मार के आपको जो सिखा के पढ़ा के और कराते हैं, उनके पीछे मत पड़ो. Look for decent local people from local places. They will always guide you honestly, and trust me, like paying 7 to 8,000 or 10,000 for a 2 or 3 nights trek is not expensive, because your life matters first.
True.
You're going with some people who are going to put you in the harm's way. That's not the right way to do it. So look for nice agents, look for original climbers who've been doing this for like 10 to 15 years of experience. They're always going to guide you to the right place, and they'll make sure that everything is safe. They're going to get you back home safely. It's going to be a success and you're going to enjoy it. But just stay away from the agents who are just trying to manipulate you for 2 or 3,000 and then trying to sell you this fixed departures, they call,
Running it like
Running it
travel
like-
agencies, like yeah. So that about covers it all.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Good luck for the season, and maybe if you need any of our help, please get in touch with us. If you have any questions, get in touch with us. You don't even have to book with us, but we can always help you with information. Take the information, take the right information, do the right thing, and enjoy your trips whenever you're in the Himalayas.
Chalo. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you for your time. Let's sip this coffee now.